Oh, oh, oh. Hello, and welcome to Taj Mahal. Yes, here it is in all of its full glory. 4 corner towers, 2 floors, 4 large archways, over 50 stickers, 4 mini dome towers, and 1 central dome. This looks incredible. Now, with the last part I had shown, I believe I said that the timer was at around 15 hours or something like that. And I gave some people a challenge. Guess how long this total build has taken me to complete from beginning to end. Some guesses were like 24 hours, 21 hours, 25 hours, 29 hours, 19 hours. One of those is pretty close. And the closest number would be the 19. This entire build, from beginning to end, has taken me 17 hours and 30 minutes for 4,036 itty bitty, teeny tiny, pain in the ass little bricks. All meticulously and carefully put together into this final beautiful piece of architecture. Needless to say, the final result is beautiful. Oh, knocked into the tower a little bit. However, as beautiful as this final result looks, I have my fair share of criticisms for this set here, this build here. Now, let's break it down to all of its bare parts. First, out of the box, I started with the little rose. And this rose is a wonderful little addition. Wasn't required by all means, but, it's just a nice little touch to build a little something extra that turned out to be bigger in scale compared to the rest of the build than I thought it would. However, as time has went on, I had noticed something with these particular bricks, these particular parts. And that is that due to their small nature, you would imagine that every brick is tight fit together. However, I found that is not completely the case. I have found that there are many pieces that vary wildly in terms of their quality, so to speak. For example, on this rose, you can even see right there, I barely moved it, and it's trying to fall apart. And that is just because of how everything kind of fits together. Some pieces are just super loose. Some pieces are just... My apologies for that little intermission. Something came up for a brief second. Anyways, back to what I was saying. The quality of these parts is not quite up to par with some other products that, I have experience with, namely Lego. However, I feel it is not fair to compare these parts to Lego, as in, it's just, it's not the same thing, Like, sure, it's all still studs and bricks and everything, clicks together. But it's on a different scale and its purpose is more different than what Lego shoots for. Lego shoots for stretching the imagination, while it seems that these mock models are meant more for... they're educational, of course. And in the case of this, it's the Taj Mahal. It's got its own form factor that it's going for, and it's showing you how the architecture works. Like I meticulously built up the walls in a very different way, branching in from going in and then spreading out and then going in with the domes, where those kind of spread out as they went up and then came back around to a point. You got all these pillars, and then these towers have their own way that they're built, and they kind of flare out and come back in, Um, just imagine I know what I'm talking about there. Because, I'm no engineer. I'm no architect by all means. But, I'm just trying to say that these blocks, these parts, have their own purpose. And to me, it's not fair to compare them directly to something like Lego. Where Lego is meant to be more of a toy, more for fun, more for you taking apart and putting together into your own kind of creations. While this has a method. This has its own purpose and follows its own path. So, just know that I critique the Taj Mahal and these building blocks for their own merit. I'm not comparing them against Lego. And for that, I just have to say that these parts do click together nicely. The large pieces, like the large plates and these domes, like they're very solid, and they're very intricately designed, and, it looks really cool. But when it comes to the super small pieces, like these little circular bits at the top of these pillars, and just any single stud in general, they're just... they're kind of wild in terms of how they work. And anything that's two studs works many different ways too. Like these little quarter circle bits that are two studs. Yeah, those like to just randomly slide out at random intervals. And so, you kind of need to arrange things in a different way to try and make things interlock together. Like, I was at a point with this roast where I could just turn it upside down, shake it a little bit, and a bunch of parts would just fall off. And that posed some challenges for this entire build, especially when it came to building these little dome bits for all the towers, minus the one in the center. The one in the center, this final tower was honestly my favorite part of the entire build, and I had the most fun with it through and through. But with these, they start so loosely connected at the base, and as you're building them up, they don't really connect until you get to the very end. And just, that poses some issues when you have parts that don't like to hold together in the first place. I mean, like, I've had so many moments where these little bits right here, these angle pieces, would just fall off when I would barely move the Taj Mahal. That's why I try to be really careful with it, you know? And like some of these towers, like that, they just come off so easily, and no matter how hard I press down, they just won't stay. Sorry, another interruption. Anyways, yeah. But yeah, simply moving stuff around at times would pose an issue because, like, sometimes parts didn't want to interlock together properly because they were at just the slightest wrong angle, and it would cause so many issues with just, like, getting the hole, you know? But yeah, I had many issues with parts interlocking together, whether it was them being too tight or them being too loose, and it was very inconsistent throughout. But I overcame that challenge. I found a method to the madness, obviously, and at the end, I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. And this end result is still awesome. It's still amazing. And oh, as I say that, look at that little part came off right there. I'll fix that here in a second. Yeah, see, all I did was just lightly drag my thumb down. That's all I did. Regardless of what I say about these parts and how I wish they were a better quality, this was still a very, very fun build. And overall, with all those flaws in mind, just because the final result is so satisfying and it's just such a different experience, I can give Le Taj Mahal. I can't wait to have my own room again. Anyways, yeah, I give Le Taj Mahal here a solid 8 out of 10. Just because the architecture is stunning, the visuals are beautiful, and I genuinely still had fun putting all this together. My main critiques are just part quality. The instructions could have been a little better. Like, yet another interruption. My apologies. Anyways, main gripes. Part quality. That could be a lot better. This could be smoothed out a lot better to have parts that actually interlock sufficiently, but don't lock up so tight that it's near impossible to pry parts apart. Second thing, instructions could be a little more clear, or perhaps just a little a little not too intense to look at. I showed some clips and some videos of what the instructions looked like, but essentially a lot of the steps were just, hey, here's the base plate. Now here's literally everything that goes in every single little dot. Like, whoa. So you're telling me out of these like 50 studs, 50 by 50 or whatever, I gotta manually count every individual stud just to find the one spot you want me to put this part? Yeah, that was really annoying at first. And I did get used to it, but like, for anyone that would casually want to pick up something like this and try and build it, yeah, that's a bit much. I would easily take an extra 10 pages just to kind of split those steps up into sections that could like have you build up this corner and then this corner, or like this half and then the other half, and then just kind of fill in the rest in the next page. You know what I mean? That to me is efficient instructions and clear and concise ones at that. Last thing is that I know Le Taj Mahal is primarily white with some gold accents. And I get that. I don't want to knock this set for the aesthetics of the real thing. However, what I will knock it for is not applying extra colors to the inside of Le Taj Mahal. And this is the only comparison I will make to Lego, just because I feel like no matter if it's supposed to be educational or if it's for fun, you should always have a little bit of extra variety in the parts you're given, so that you don't get bored of what you're building. Say, for example, there was a Lego set I had of Steamboat Willie. Steamboat Willie is black and white with some silver thrown in and grays thrown in. However, when I was building the interior of that build, it was using a lot of brown bricks or green bricks or red bricks or pink bricks or yellow bricks. Basically every color you could pick from the rainbow, anywhere in between that Roy G. Biv spectrum. But when it came to this, the inside is, for one, very hollow, in which, I'm not saying the inside needs to be filled to the brim with bricks. I actually prefer that they kept it hollow, I actually didn't mind that. However, the only other color that's inside this or that you don't see on the outside, is black. And it's just... Anyways, as I was saying, again, sorry for the intermission, the only other parts inside of this, in terms of color, are black. And even then, those parts are just simple pillars with... Excuse me, how rude of me. And they're just pillars tied together with long bricks at the very end to help create the support for the rooftop. So yeah, those are my three main gripes with these mock models, and this is only based off of one set. For all I know, there might be other sets that are a lot more whimsical, a lot more magical, and, maybe can take my breath away. And, I'll be able to tell with that little castle over there. Haha, stay tuned. But yeah, Le Taj Mahal gets a solid 8 out of 10 for me. It had its challenges, it had its rough bits, but I had fun, and the end result still looks amazing, despite little hiccups here and there. But yeah, I had fun with this. I hope that the people that were able to keep up with this journey with me had fun seeing the progress of this. And I hope that the final result was worth it to everyone. Anyways, I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good day. That just happened. Okay, anyways, y'all have a good day, good night, good morning, whatever, wherever you are. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.